Hi, welcome to my KingFisher 3225 GFX. I wanted to give a review of the boat. I've had it a year. I'm not going to talk a lot about the features. You can read the manufacturer's specs on that, but I did want to talk about what I like and don't like about the boat. Have about 260 hours on the mains, another, I'd say double that on the kicker. Been on multiple trips with this boat. Been up to the San Juans multiple times, CQ several times, Barkley Sound once for fishing. Then also I did do a trip around Vancouver Island for 11 days. We went 1,500 miles and we did Barkley Sound, Tofino, Rivers Inlet, Port Hardy, Campbell River and back home. So spent quite a bit of time on this. I probably slept on it on anchor at least a dozen days, and just to cut to the chase, would I buy this boat again? Absolutely. And the reason, there's a couple reasons for that. One, you can't fish, or I don't fish year round, and so this boat is exceptional at fishing, but you also can go camping on it as well, and I'll show you why with the interior. So it's multi-purpose, and I keep this boat wet slip year round, so it's in the water, not on a trailer, and so it gets a lot of use, but having that flexibility in how you use it, I think, is a real advantage. The other is the fuel tank on this. It comes standard with a 250-gallon fuel tank. So the range is close to 375 to 400 miles. You're looking for a fuel dock at 400 miles, but you can do it. The fuel economy, too, is exceptional. It's probably a mile and a half per gallon, going 34 to 36 miles an hour, and that's what it comfortably cruises at. As the boat gets lighter, when 1,500 pounds of fuel starts burning off, you can even get 1.6, 1.7 miles per gallon. So I just think those two things, the range and then how it can be a multi-purpose boat, really is if you're looking at something like this, I would, those are the advantages to it. So while I have you, my camera person on the back here, there's a few things I want to say in terms of what I like. Love the center kicker motor. It's super functional, keeps the boat running straight when you're trolling. I also think it just looks good as opposed to having it on the side, as you'll see in many boats. I didn't buy, the boat didn't come with this, but I did buy it. Was a reversal engine flushing system, which I have hooked to the main. Super convenient, just to hook the water, hit the button, flushes through the motors, 15 minutes each while you're cleaning up the rest of the boat. So that's a real game changer, and I like it. What I don't like is the entry to the rear transom door. You have the swim step there. It can just get in your way as you're getting on and off the boat, and people can't trip on it. So that's not something I appreciate, but still, you learn to kind of live with it. So with that, why don't I get you on the boat and we'll talk through the cockpit. All right, now that you're on the cockpit, let's talk about what I like and don't like here. So first thing, let's start with this space and that rail that's there. Super convenient when you're cooking. I have a Blackstone that I put here. When we're on anchor, you can put utensils and food. No risk of it rolling out of the boat. The other thing that's super convenient here is I have a couple Honda inverters to power the boat when we're on anchor to keep it charged. They fit perfect here. You lower the motors so the exhaust is going out, and keeps you from tripping your CO2 alarm in the cabin. But they absolutely fit perfect. They're kind of snug in there. There's no risk of them falling out of the boat. And it's just a great kind of added space that KingFisher's put into this. This space right here is absolutely fantastic too. You can lock it. Fits all your tackle, rod holders, things like that, miscellaneous equipment that you want to keep in the outside. And again, I think that's just a great space that this boat has. Love having these cleats here. I don't think KingFisher designed it with this in mind, but as you're reaching over to get a downrigger ball, or you're bending over to get a fish, you can put your hand here. It's at the right angle and really gives you that added support as you're bending over the boat to get into the water. Really love the trays in here. There's 2 levels, which is super convenient for all your gear. And then it has the added benefit of kind of a tow hook here. Again, as you're leaning over the boat, it just gives you that added level of support. I'm 6'3", and so you can see where this kind of fits, kind of mid-thigh. really have no issues with feeling unstable as I'm bending over the outside to get a fish or downrigger ball or whatever's out there. Really like the fish boxes. I think whoever designed these should get a raise at KingFisher. So what's really nice, these handles, they're big, and in the winter, if you have gloves on, you can get in here and very easily get it. Also in the summer, because they're this heavy plastic, they don't get hot as you're bending over to open these fish boxes. And then lastly, the trays in here are just super nice. They drain into the self-bailing deck, and so it keeps these as mildew free as possible. The other thing too I should have mentioned about the fish boxes, they go all the way to the cabin here, and so you have just an enormous amount of space. They have macerators and pump outs, and they're just very well designed. As we're over here, I'll talk about the heating system. So the boat comes with an S-bar hydronic heater. You can see it here. You can fill it with diesel. When you're filling up, the fuel port is right here, and so it's really convenient as you're at a fuel dock. Fill up your boat, you can fill it up with diesel. You can also put kerosene in that as well. So just a few additions, but what I really like about this is it keeps the fuel out of the cabin. And so between filling up with gas and then filling up your heater, everything's out in open air. You don't have risk of anything being in the cabin. You don't have smells, things like that. So I just think that's an exceptional, it's a nice added benefit and a safety feature of the boat. What this also does too is it heats your hot water. So when you're on anchor, it's pretty nice to run this. And then when you get to anchor, you can have a hot shower or hot water to wash your hands. And this will run for probably 3 days without needing to fill up. So it's super efficient in terms of how it runs. Cup holders are everywhere. I really like that. There's 3 here, 1 there, and then you also have probably 6 in the cabin, which we'll go through. So I mentioned the generators or the inverters that are there. They fit super comfortable, or they fit really nice right underneath the rear helm here, and so it gets it out of the way, and it's super convenient. While we're here, I know I wasn't going to talk too much about the features, but if you ever get the opportunity to have a Helm Master, unbelievable when it comes to docking, takes all the stress out of that. And then lastly, as we're back here, you can see the amount of space that we have back here, but in terms of coolers, and I'll use Yeti as the measurement here. So a Yeti 65 will fit perfect here. It's an added seat if people are here. And then when we were on that 11-day trip, I have a Yeti 210, and that fits perfect. Kind of do it the lengthwise here. Really fits nice. There's plenty of room on both sides. You even get access to the electrical panel and the bilge. And we were fishing with 3 people on this boat and had 0 problem in terms of space. So with that, let me talk about this before we move into the cabin. So the overhang here, so like I said, I'm 6'3". There's a little bit of room here. If you're about 6'5", I think you'd probably hit your head, but really nice to have this. And what I appreciate about it is this overhang that comes back on those rainy days. It definitely keeps the water off of you as you're fishing. So you can be here, you can be out of the weather. This really does provide an additional level of protection as opposed to it just running straight off. It does get tight. Like I said, I'm 6'3", my head hits about right there. But after hours of being on the boat, you just get used to ducking a little bit when you get under this. The rocket launchers too up here, super convenient. Like I said, I'm 6'3", so I can grab those if you're a little shorter. There's good steps here where you can get up and get it. And then lastly, on the top of the boat, there's really good aluminum, there's welded tie downs for crab traps, and as you're ratcheting those down, there's good anchor points to secure them. So with that, why don't we head into the boat? All right, welcome to the cabin of the boat. You know, I mentioned that one of the reasons why I like this boat is the interior, and you can see just how nice it is in here. It's not what I'd say your typical aluminum fishing boat, and so very comfortable on multiple day trips, you know, 3, 4, 5 day trips with 4 adults, this boat will easily accommodate that. So let's start. We'll go kind of through the boat. Absolutely love this space. So I have my coffee machine. Call that a luxury item on a boat, but you know, you can put it here. There's plug-ins, there's USB ports throughout, super convenient. Rice cookers, you can put everything here. It just kind of extends the galley and your cooking space as you're going through dinner. Whoever put these on this boat was a genius. I don't see them on a lot of boats, but it's super convenient. You can put your life vests. I put rods up there. You can put over here, you'll see binoculars, your keys, your first aid kit. Just amazing to have that space. And again, I'm pretty tall, so it's nice to be able to have things that are higher in the boat. This table, whoever designed that, again, I give them kudos for that. 4 cup holders. Super convenient to have some handholds on those rough days. And then it also extends out. These seats extend out as well to be flush with the edge of this table. You can put the cushions on there, and you can comfortably sleep 2 adults. Now, I have slept on this. It's super comfortable, but if me and my wife were on this, I think it would be a little tight. So I think if you were about 6'1" or 6 feet and shorter, you could easily fit 2 adults. Myself, I had to sleep at a bit of an angle if I want to stretch out my legs, but I could make it work. And but again, super comfortable. All of our guests sleep out here, and it works really well. Shockwave S5 seats for the passengers and for the captain here. Absolutely love them. Keeps your back intact on some of those rough days that you're going when you're on the water. Now, one thing I should have mentioned too, when I was going up through Vancouver on that long trip, we ran into like 6-foot seas, maybe 8-foot seas, with about a 5 to 6 second period between them. So it was rough. And I would say the whole design on this boat is super comfortable and soft. I'm not going to say it was a comfortable ride, but it was manageable, and at no point did we ever feel like it was unsafe to be out there when we were in the middle of literally nowhere on the west side of Vancouver Island. And so between the whole design, these seats, just a really comfortable experience as you're on those long days. And then on that day, I think we ran the boat 12 hours, and so no problem on those long haul days. Really like the fact that up here you have this as carpeted. You can easily, as you're running the boat, just throw your phone on here. Nothing slides. Works really well. Again, USB ports, super convenient for people with phones. More cup holders, nice for your guests. The cuddy, I love that that mattress in there. I think it's like a memory foam mattress. It sleeps better than my bed at home, and you can easily fit 2 adults in there. You could probably fit 3 adults if you needed to, or 2 adults and even 2 little kids. It is bigger than a king size bed, and there is just an enormous amount of space down there. One thing I don't like, so when I bought the boat, I don't think KingFisher lined up this latch well, so this thing will pop down. There's enough flex in the boat to where this latch doesn't grab, and so they're gonna send me a new one. They've been great on customer service, but again, I think that's something that was a design. This was not something that was good when I bought the boat. In terms of the helm, what I like and don't like about this, love the layout. I like the fact that you have both screens right there in front of you. I've seen some boats where it's off to the center of the boat, and I think just having them right there in your field of view is super convenient. Just the way the controls are laid out is again really nice. You have a cup holder there as you're running the boat. Things I don't like, these switches. I just think when you spend this much money on a boat, they just don't feel as solid as I would like. Do they work great? Absolutely. but I just think KingFisher could probably do a little better there. The other thing is the wipers. It would be nice to have intermittent wipers on those days when you have mist and you're constantly toggling the wipers, as opposed to just hitting an intermittent button to keep the right pace with the moisture. Another thing I don't like in here is, again, I think it kind of fits the theme with the switches, is these latches here. They're, again, no issues with them. They work great, but they're plastic, and I just think when you're buying this type of boat, it would be nice to have something that's maybe metal. But other than that, I would say for the interior, everything is really top notch. The upholstery on this is great. I think it feels nice, and I just think it's top of the line as well. Another thing I really like about the interior, I think you can buy these boats with a microwave here. This one, I bought it off the lot, didn't have a choice, but it comes with this nice kind of cabinet here, and it's super convenient for having food, cups, things like that. And just in general on this boat, there's just an enormous amount of interior storage space, which if you're going on those 3, 5, 11-day trips, it is, you can never have too much. The cooktop looks nice. I've never used it. Wouldn't even know how to turn it on. So if I had to do it over, I probably wouldn't even get it. I just cook outside when we're on the boat. This wood too that they've put in this is sapele. It's like a hardwood. And when they say this is a hardwood, they mean it. When I was installing the paper towel holder, I broke a drill bit just trying to drill in the holes for the screws, and so this stuff is absolutely it's like metal. The refrigerator that comes with these, I think, is super nice in terms of space. What's really nice too, it has a little freezer, and you can fit about 4 trays of anchovies or herring in there. So when you're on those long days, you can have bait in here frozen, bait in your cooler, and then bait outside. So just super convenient. The overall, just, you know, the hand holds in here, really nice. People use them. I think the rod holders too are super convenient. It's unfortunate that you can't, there's just not enough cabin space to have your 10.5 foot salmon rods fully extended, so you do have to break them down. But again, I think it's super convenient to have those in here for additional rod storage space. So with that, I'm gonna show you the inside here of this. So this, when I talked about storage space, I really meant it. So this, it's hard to get the full appreciation for how big this storage is in here, but that's one of those Costco bins. That's the Blackstone. You have camp chairs, some buckets. You can put a couple pallets of water in there. It also, the storage goes all the way underneath the boat. And so I have a spare Scotty downrigger in the box, and that fits perfectly underneath there in the box. So as you're fishing on those days and you're not around anywhere to service your downriggers if one breaks, you can keep an entire spare downrigger in the boat and rig it up if you need to. I haven't had to yet, but it is really nice to have that additional storage. And so let's go into the head here, and I'll show you what I really like about that. All right, so here's the head of the boat. Likes and I guess more things I just don't use in here. So first and foremost, this is a legitimate shower. It may not seem that way, but like I said, you can run that hydronic heater to have a hot shower. The other thing the boat comes with is a 6-gallon electric heater. Now the problem with that is if you do have it running, it'll really drain your house batteries. You really need to be connected to shore power or on generators to run that. So but the water is blistering hot when it's coming out of there. Like I said, I'm 6'3". You can get in here. It's tight, but you can have a shower when and there's nothing like doing that after a couple days of fishing. You're out on the water to spend a few minutes cleaning up. It's absolutely amazing. These storage trays, again, like I said, they run through the boat. You can put your clothes up there while you're showering, your clean clothes. and it's absolutely fantastic. And then this is also good just for washing down the head after a few days, just to clean up if people are using it. Don't use the sink in here if we're going to wash our hands. Typically we use the main one, but again, it's in here. What's really nice is you have some storage in here for toilet paper, things like that. And so just super convenient. Laundry detergent if you're going to be docking in places where they have laundry facilities. And then lastly, this electric toilet is absolutely amazing. It will I'll just say it will flush anything you put in there. So it is super powerful in terms of the sucking, and so it's great to have. Great if you have women on the boat, and you can pull the curtains, and it's great to have that on the boat for your guests. And so that's about it on the head. All right, so that's my my review of the KingFisher 3225 GFX. Absolutely love the boat. I think there are so many positives to owning it. Just the ability to go on extended trips, fish it, camp it. You could just go out and have cocktails in it with your friends and family. And so just a really multi-purpose boat that's built for adventure. And you know, you can just go super long distances on a single tank of fuel. So absolutely love the boat, would recommend it. But wanted to give you an honest review of, like I said, what I'd like and don't like about the boat. So thanks.